Hi, ambassadors. It's Amina Ali again. Okay, we're going to follow up with expatriation with inpatriation. Inpatriation is when someone comes from a foreign land to the U.S. Now, as most of us are hearing in the news, unfortunately, we have a big influx of negativity of people coming into the country because of our political stance now and because of energies that are going out there that aren't too positive. Coming into the U.S. is confusing. From getting here to figuring out how we stay here to even us natives trying to figure out why we're still here. We are still trying to get this inpatriation good and comforting. So, I'm going to speak today, just for a few minutes, on different things that we can do to help our sisters and brothers that are coming here to the U.S. to find their little mojo. This is so that as an ambassador, they can bridge that gap a little easier when they bring their talent, skills, and abilities here to the U.S. to help out humanity on this soil. We're going to be talking again on a few pointers that are reminders, of course, for us to give to them when they come. Now, outside of a warm welcome and a great cup of tea and great communication when it comes to the trip and the travel, and then a great pillow so they can rest from that jet lag, we have a few things that we would like to begin to usher in as ambassadors. We would like to begin to give each of us a grand welcoming that we would want for ourselves. So coming to the U.S. is just like an expatriate going to another country. They are going to another country as an impatriate. And that impatriation will allow them to come to this soil a little bit more comfortable. So let's get into it. Culture shock. That's number one. Oh my goodness. That is just understanding, from getting on a plane to understanding another language to not knowing what you're going to get into when you get here is culture shock in and of itself. And that lays quite a few faces for quite a few different cultures and tribes of people. But coming to the United States is synonymous with coming to a new land. So again, let's implement that learning curve and let's make it exciting. If we have an ambassador that's coming into the United States and you know we're going to host them, or you know the person that is hosting them, try to show up when they get there and have, your welcome wagons available, great food or maybe a banner and some balloons or something nice that they would love to see when they get here. Maybe try to cook a meal from their country and present it to them and let them see how close you tried to get it. Maybe you didn't do well, but they would love the offer anyway, and it probably would be the best food that they will probably eat because at least it's something that's familiar if it doesn't taste good. So lessening the culture shock is always the best way to welcome an impatriate here to the U.S. Next one is what I call U.S. freedoms, which is the eat, love, pray. Where are they going to eat while they're here? How are you going to love on them? And where are you going to allow them to pray? One of the biggest things in coming to a new country is finding those three things, and not necessarily in those orders, but finding something that's familiar to eat so that they will sustain a diet that doesn't allow them to lose weight or get ill or make themselves uncomfortable here is a plus. If you can scope out different areas that maybe there's a community that is in your neighborhood that does a lot of the foods or the cooking that they do, or maybe you know someone from their country that maybe can be the chef for you while they're here. Maybe that'll be something you can employ. Loving, I like that. That just allows me to just go so far, but we don't have much time. But in loving, give them something that they know they can do while they're here. Things that they would have done there at their home that they can begin to do here. If they like to meditate, why don't you get them a journal so that they can have one here when they come? Or find them a meditation center in the area so that they can enjoy and be able to do what they do in their home in a space that will welcome them in that manner. Then praying. Find a temple, find a mosque, find a church for them that is similar to the organized religion that they're accustomed to. If you can't find one that's close, ask them what it is that they would like to do. And they may not want to do anything outside. They may want to pray in their hosted home or the host's house, so you won't have to worry about that either. How about American communication practices like slangs and dialects? How about accents and social lingos? All those pesky hashtags, some of them are not used to yet. So getting them accustomed to that by doing it in real time. So maybe send them a text message, hashtag morning meditation, and let them know that their morning meditation is now going to be at this address so that they can go and maybe travel there by an Uber or some kind of mode of transportation. How about their personal comforts? How about something that they wanted to have, like a picture of their family or friends? Or maybe you can remind them to bring pictures from home so that they can be reminded of what it is that they need to do while they're here. Some of those things, as well as others, are different ways that as ambassadors, we can remind each other to be kind to each other. And these things will bridge a gap of comfort as they transition into this environment. Knowing how to do that beforehand is your homework. Practicing it is the field work. Giving it to them is the love that they're looking for and the appreciation that most of us want. Until next time, I hope that helped.